Good evening. Hail and well met to my seekers of truth, to my intrepid explorers of all that is hidden, we fortunate few whose curiosity knows no bounds. Welcome. Tonight on Uncle Jay's Urban Legends, we'll explore the story of Bloody Mary. According to the legend, Bloody Mary is a female spirit summoned by the speaking of her name 3 times while looking into a mirror. Historically, the divination ritual encouraged young women to walk up a flight of stairs backward, holding a candle and a hand mirror in a darkened house. As they gazed into the mirror, they were supposed to be able to catch a view of their future husband's face. However, should they see a skull, rather than the face of their beloved-to-be, it was a sign they would die before they had the chance to wed. There are many different versions of this folktale, each telling evolving with the place it takes root. One such retelling of the story comes from the book Spooky Pennsylvania by S.E. Schlosser. This version takes place in the colonial period. Mary is portrayed as a witch living in a tiny secluded cottage on the edge of the forest, who made a living by selling herbal remedies. Despite the rumors of her practicing witchcraft swirling around, none dared to confront the old woman. They feared that their cows would stop giving milk, their food supplies would spoil before winter, their children would fall ill with fever, or they might face any number of terrible consequences that an enraged witch could inflict on her neighbors. When young girls from the village started to mysteriously vanish, it left everyone puzzled. Despite the family's desperate search through the woods, local buildings, houses, and barns, there was no trace of the missing girls. Some courageous individuals even dared to confront Bloody Mary, the witch living in the woods, though she professed ignorance about the sudden disappearances. Still, it was noted that her haggard appearance had changed. She seemed to look younger, more attractive. The neighbors were suspicious, but they could find no proof that she had taken their young ones. Then came the night when the daughter of the miller rose from her bed and walked outside, following a sound no one else could hear. The miller's wife was sitting up in the kitchen, preparing herbs to treat a painful tooth. Without warning, her daughter left the house. She screamed for her husband and followed the girl out of the door. The miller came running in his nightshirt. Together, they tried to restrain the girl, but she kept breaking away from them and heading out of town. The desperate cries of the miller and his wife woke the neighbors. Suddenly, a sharp-eyed farmer gave a shout and pointed towards a strange light at the edge of the woods. A few brave townsmen followed him out into the field and saw Bloody Mary standing beside a large oak tree holding a magic wand that was pointed towards the miller's house. She was glowing with an unearthly light as she set her evil spell upon the miller's daughter. The townsmen grabbed their guns and their pitchforks and ran toward the witch. Upon hearing the uproar, Bloody Mary was startled out of her incantation and disappeared into the forest. The vigilant farmer, anticipating her return for his daughter, had his rifle loaded with silver bullets. His bullet struck Bloody Mary in the hip, causing her to fall. The irate villagers seized her and hauled her back to the field. There, they constructed a massive bonfire and burned her at the stake. As the flames consumed her, Bloody Mary shrieked a curse upon the villagers. If anyone mentioned her name aloud before a mirror, she would send her spirit to revenge herself upon them for her terrible death. She was dead. The villagers went to the house in the wood and found the unmarked graves of the little girls the evil witch had murdered. She had used their blood to make herself young again. From that day to this, anyone foolish enough to chant Bloody Mary's name 3 times before a darkened mirror will summon the vengeful spirit of the witch. It is said that she will rip their souls from their bodies, and they will be trapped forever in the mirror. But is there any truth to this chilling tale, or is it merely the product of overactive imaginations? Many skeptics argue that the Bloody Mary ritual is nothing more than a spooky urban legend fueled by our fear of the unknown. They claim that the mind can play tricks on us in the dark, conjuring up terrifying visions where none exist. As a storyteller and an investigator of the unexplained, I believe that there's always a nugget of truth to any legend. So, my dear viewers, whether you believe in the legend of Bloody Mary or not, one thing's for certain: the human imagination is a powerful thing, and sometimes the scariest monsters are the ones we create ourselves. Until next time, remember to keep your eyes open, wits about you, and never stop questioning the world around you. This is Uncle Jay, signing off.
Subscribe now and turn on the notifications to join us on this extraordinary journey into the unknown.